This is not your run-of-the-mill everyday podcast. This is Pugilism Company podcast. Home of the three-piece combos. I am Reed, the Black Burnt Sugar. If you would, please subscribe. Help us hit that target of 1,000 subscribers. Please comment. By all means, touch that bell icon for notifications. Could be a love tap, a bitch slap, a jab, a hook, uppercut, pull counter. I mean, whatever. Whatever floats your boat, whatever tickles your pickle. Just please, please, please touch that bell icon for notifications. Want to give a quick shout out to my peoples at Fight Beat, the only boxing message board that matters when it's all said and done. You want to talk boxing, it's at fightbeat.com. I've been doing it for basically 20 years now. So getting right into it, Team Triple G and primarily Tom Leffler, he's saying that Team Canelo is doing whatever it takes, looking for any excuse to not make the fight. Can't say I disagree with him either. After the first fight where Triple G basically won, we saw that he won, but the official verdict was a draw. Triple G he got a 70-30 split in that fight, financially. Coming on the heels of that and the failed drug test for clenbuterol, Golden Boy Promotions and Team Canelo, they're offering a 65-35 split. To which Team Triple G countered with a 50-50 split. There's no way they'll get 50-50. I think they know that. But it's pretty shitty. It's pretty sorry of Golden Boy and Team Canelo to offer 65-35. Give the man 60-40. I'm pretty sure if the offer is 60-40, we'll get the fight that I won't even say we want, but just that we need for clarity. Y'all know me. I'm already ready and prepared for the People's Middleweight Championship. Daniel Jacobs against Jamal Charlo. That's where my head at. Speaking of which, De La Hoya, he comes out with these articles. Oh, we're not going to fight Triple G. He's not accepting the right split. We may fight Jacobs. We may fight Billy Joe Saunders. We may fight Jamal Charlo. He's mentioning all these names as possibilities. And he keeps mentioning the name Gary Spike O'Sullivan as a possibility. And that's not on accident. It's obviously not because of how accomplished O'Sullivan is. It's because Triple G, his team, they put O'Sullivan's name out there initially when Canelo was deemed unfit to fight on Cinco de Mayo. I can assure you, Team De La Hoya, Team Canelo, they will do everything they can. Like, I've lost faith in them. They'll do everything they can to face Gary O'Sullivan on Cinco de Mayo. It would behoove Triple G to go ahead and take 40% against Canelo. Like, that's the most winnable fight for you, bruh. If you don't fight him, then you have to go either make your IBF mandatory against Derevianchenko, or your WBA mandatory against Daniel Jacobs, or your WBC mandatory against Jamal Charlo. Just keeping it 100, to me, the most winnable fight for Triple G would be the rematch with Canelo Alvarez. I want to segue to a different direction. I want to talk about trunks. Not a fight. Not a fight. Not a fight. I'm talking about trunks. Trunks, man, that's... When I grew up, a fighter's trunks, it was like his jersey. Like, you could feel him. You knew, like, Ali was going to show up in the white trunks with the black stripe. And a few times, Ali deviated. He deviated from that. He wore the red trunk with the white stripe sometime. And he did that against Henry Cooper and got dropped on his ass. He did it against Joe Frazier in the fight of the century. Ali Frazier won, got dropped on his ass, and lost a decision. Muhammad Ali, when I think of Muhammad Ali, I envision Ali in the white trunks with the black stripe. When I think of Kronk, Detroit area, Emmanuel Stewart trained Kronk fighters, I'm envisioning the gold trunks with the red stripe. Tommy Hearns, Milton McCrory, Hilmer Kenty, hell, even Vladimir Klitschko at one point wore the gold trunks with the red stripe. That's what that was with Kronk fighters. That was their wheelhouse. You knew, hey, this is a Kronk guy. I loved how Manny had all his guys on board doing that. Marvelous Marvin Hagler, he would wear suede trunks. It would either be the blue suede or the maroon suede. But either way, you knew, you had a clear idea of what Marvelous Marvin Hagler was going to wear. George Foreman, red trunks, blue stripe. Prince Nassim Hamed, he always wore a version of leopard print. It could have been full-on leopard print. Maybe there was leopard print here and there, but it was always leopard print in the mix, in the overall structure of his trunks. I liked it better when fighters they rocked it like that. And I hate to say it, but one of my favorite fighters ever, Roy Jones, was chief among the reasons why this changed. Like, Roy's had, 60, 70 fights or something. I bet he's probably wore, in 60 or 70 fights, I bet he's worn probably 55 to 58 different boxing outfits in his career. He was the guy who'd come out with the hooded robe, sleeveless, showing off his muscles and his arms and shit, He'd have the gloves and the Jordans matching, coordinating, like John Witherspoon said in Boomerang. Like, Roy, he was on point with it. But it was like, bro, just, get you one or two, maybe, sets of trunks, some shoes, the Jordans that you wear, let's establish something so, guys can show up to your fights wearing your trunks to a boxing match. Again, it's like a football player in his jersey, or a basketball player, or a hockey player. It's like your jersey. The fighter's trunks, that's who he is. You want to, for those fans like me who think on another level, you want to be all in. Hey, man, I'm rocking my dude trunks tonight. My dude wear these white trunks with the black stripes. That's how I'm getting down with them. To Earl Spence. Maybe you're listening, maybe you're not. If you are, brother, come up with a pattern, stick with it, and rock with it. It could be a Cowboys theme. I don't know. I'm just brainstorming, but stick with something, dog. Pick something and stick with it. Something you look good in, something you look in the mirror yeah, I look tight in this. And roll with it. Boxing fans, I think we would appreciate it if fighters went back to the days where you knew what type of trunks this particular fighter over here was gonna wear. Call me crazy, but I think that's a thing that's missing. That's a facet of boxing that's lacking in today. Enough about that. Let's get to our day in boxing history. Let's go with May 27th. On this day, Roy Jones KO'd Thomas Tate in 2 rounds. At the time, Roy was 25-0, 22 KOs. Thomas Tate was 29-2 with 21 KOs. Now, this was Roy Jones with the shag. For those of y'all who've seen videos of Roy, y'all must have forgot the shag Roy Jones. He was that dude. Coming into this fight, Roy had just beaten Bernard Hopkins, became the IBF champion at 160 pounds. Thomas Tate wasn't convinced. He called Roy manufactured, protected, called him a pretty boy. And again, he was the mandatory. He even shit-talked Roy center ring as Richard Steele was giving them instructions for the fight itself. Like Thomas Tate, who had Eddie Mustafa Muhammad in his corner, they were very confident. Tate even brought the fight straight to Roy Jones. And Roy proceeded to hit Tate with everything and the kitchen sink. Roy's his hand speed was light years, like miles and miles ahead of and beyond anything Tate had seen. Like he would throw a punch on Monday and it'd be Friday before Tate realized he got hit. That was how quick Roy was. Like wop, 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 just piecing him up. He couldn't miss Tate with right hands, especially right hand leads, left hooks to the body, uppercuts, and pretty much anything else he threw. Started the second round. This was all the first round where he put hands all on Thomas Tate. Second round, Roy drops Tate like very early in the second round with a left hook. He leaped in like a classic Floyd Patterson video where Floyd Patterson would throw those leaping hooks, right hooks, left hooks, whatever it was. Roy did this, caught Tate right on the jaw, which dropped him flat on his back. He laid stretched out for a good 4 or 5 seconds. Tate's heart wanted to continue, but his legs were saying, hell to the no, hell no. So as Tate rose and was using the ropes to brace himself, Eddie Mustafa Muhammad jumped on the ring apron, was waving it off. And all the while, Roy Jones was doing that the old school dance, the Tootsie Roll, just mimicking just how out of whack, how unstable Tate's legs were. That's what Roy was doing. Man, and Tate had never been KO'd to this point. It was one of countless phenomenal KOs by Roy Jones. One of my absolute best and favorite fighters ever. Just wanted to shout him out when I had the chance. Thank you for listening, y'all. This is Reed, the Black Burp Sugar. BBS. Pugilism Company out.